online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Just let it sit for a second. If you recognize this theme song, it's the theme from Sweeney Todd, because Paige went totally freaking Sweeney Todd on a mofo this episode. Holy mother of God!
No, so much happened. I wasn't ready for this. God, this music is so good.
This episode was what I love about Graceland. The slow realization of what's really happening. Mm-hmm. As soon as he shot Logan in this episode, I'm like, oh my God, the rubber bullets. Oh my God, Mike's not watching Paige. Holy crap, the cover's gonna be... Oh my God.
Yeah, like in a way that you want it to.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, guys, thank you for tuning into the AfterBuzz TV Graceland After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Go ahead and tweet us with hashtag ABTV Graceland, or you know what, just tweet directly to me at Stephen Lemieux or at Stephanie Giorgi at Stephanie Giorgi. We are talking Season 3, Episode 9 entitled Hand of Glory. If you haven't already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV and subscribe. Go to iTunes, search AfterBuzz Graceland, and leave us a 5-star rating and a comment, because you know why? We love you. That's why. Mm-hmm. All right, I am in the live chat, and everyone is just kind of like, holy crap.
Right?
One says, man, crazy episode. Please, nobody blame Mike for Paige having to kill that guy. Honestly, it was Mike's fault.
Of course we're going to blame him. Are you kidding me? This guy is so dumb. I'm getting sick of his intuition. I'm getting sick of him trying to be the top dog and just put trust into some people. You just came back from being a crackhead for a couple of months. Why do you think your head is in the right place?
It sucks because at the same time, I know why Briggs couldn't tell them. Because I'm thinking, like,
what I said to you.
Why didn't Briggs just tell them what he was planning on doing, what was going on with Logan? Because they wouldn't even let Paige go to the initiation, let alone go to the initiation knowing that Briggs was going to intentionally blow her cover for the op.
Right.
So it was just, Mike wouldn't have allowed it, so he had to trick Mike, but he didn't think Mike would actually go through with his doubt on him. But, guys, this is a crazy episode that we have to kind of take on. All the stories are intertwining except for Charlie's story. So let's knock out Charlie's story and then just rock through everything, because it's ridiculous. Okay, so Charlie's story begins with Jake's being really, really, really tired and sleepy, and Charlie waking up because she just can't let anyone have chill. Mm-hmm. So she says they're tracking down the gun runners. Jake's wants a big house, beautiful wife, and $1 million, and she wants Jake to become the bad guy and set Jermaine up, because even if he's a informant or whatever, he's still not supposed to be doing a lot of the stuff he's doing. So they're trying to kind of loop him in and put him in a loophole there. Moving on, we get Jake's and Charlie in a car, and Jake's is smoking a big fat Cuban cigar. He's like, you know what? There are worst covers to be in.
A rich guy smoking Cubans in Miami.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there are worse covers. Charlie decides to completely ruin the mood of the car and say, you know, when you're pregnant, and Jake's is probably at this moment thinking, God damn it, can you just not bring that up again? And Charlie says she wouldn't touch like this, like cigars when you're preggas.
No, she was just emphasizing how
simple things like that.
You know, because she was sitting next to him, she's like, damn, that looks good. And so she wanted to take it. She enjoyed it. And then, of course, because that situation just happened to her, she was just thinking how, had she been pregnant, she would have looked at it and not even thought twice.
I know. Just one of those things that, like,
you're like, God,
all Jake's is thinking about is having to get undercover and do this, and then
she's like, oh, wait, I lost my baby.
And you're just, like, that has to throw you off. You're like,
it does.
It's like one of those situations.
She's allowed to reminisce.
He's just got to be in the car, like,
oh, I thought you were going to be like, get a hold of yourself, Charlie.
It's just like, it's going to be okay. No, it's ridiculous. So Jake's goal is to basically spook him enough to hire Jake's. He wants to spook Jermaine enough to hire Jake's. He says he can do that all right. So Jake's goes inside the place and is smoking a cigar, and Jermaine's like, it's all wrong.
You know, my
he suddenly becomes a little bit London.
I was like, you know what? Freaking Mike Myers or what's Austin Powers? You know what, Austin Powers? Get out of here with that.
It's all wrong. You don't come into a smoke shop smoking a cigar already, and you don't set a meeting with me unless you've got lots of cash. You're pulling 6s and 7s, mate.
Yeah.
And Jakes makes fun of his accent by saying, look, I know exactly how this conversation's going to go. I'm going to say, hey, I want to work for you, and you're going to say, no, I got everything covered here. You know, why don't you just take your cheeky and get out here? Yeah. And basically, I forgot exactly what he said. But Jake says, look, I'm going to read you right now. You live abroad.
Yes.
Obviously, it took you 3 days to get here after the...
He chose his words wisely. I really like what the writers had him say.
Yeah, you live abroad. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're hyper intelligent. Every step on this soil could be your last, which is why you're super careful. And
you are acutely aware of like everything that's
going on. Mm-hmm. And I want to be your contact in the States. And he says, because you don't want to be here when the S hits the fan, and the fan's always spinning.
Right.
And then Jermaine has a cigar, and he's like...
He has a moment of non-intelligence and says, you're right.
I don't always hire undercover agents to be my money launderers. But when I drink Dos Equis, I mean...
Then your accent just changes into something. Yeah. Actually, right now, because of that, shout out to Natalie Osei, because you know why, girl. You'll know why later after the show, but I'm not going to say it now.
Is it... who's Natalie Osei?
She tweeted, she says that she rolls her eyes with me every time he makes some corny jokes. But hashtag she loves us.
Oh, okay, that's
So
that's
we
good.
love you, boo. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and shout out to Mary W. sacrificing some sleep to listen live tonight. Crazy episode. And Nicholas Melendez says, by the end of this season, Paige has to pay for her sins. And Tiara spells like, I got Gone Girl flashbacks during the scene.
Ooh.
Oh my God, Robin Sanders has a really good point.
What?
The carpet and couch got ruined by the blood. How are they ever going to replace...
Hey, seriously though, now they've never killed anyone in their house.
I'm just worried about the blood on her dress. You know, she's not going to be able...
No,
Actually, no, that'd be a pretty sick dress to wear again. You'd be like,
For
damn.
Halloween, you mean?
No, just like in general, nice little design.
No, that's disgusting.
I killed a guy in this dress.
I thought it was perfect that she was wearing all white, because how melodramatic was it when they walked in, the three of them standing like that, and she's like...
She's like, it's straight up the scene out of Carrie, except less blood. So back to Charlie's storyline. The next time we see Jakes is meeting at Jermaine's office, and it turns out it's a house, and he says, what do you think this cost me? $555 max. He says he paid 1.8 mil for it, and he explains, how much money do you think's in this house? And all these people in their underwear are tearing apart the walls, and Jake says, about $2 million. And he's like, very acute eye. And Jakes kind of does the math and says, basically, you know, you're getting 200,000 is your 35% cut. You're pulling $1 million. This house is full of money, so he's probably trying to clean the money. Jermaine asks Briggs, tells Z or whatever the guy's name to go home, spend the day.
Briggs, Jakes?
No,
Jermaine?
not Jake. Sorry, I mean not Briggs. Jermaine tells the Z guy to go home and tells Jakes
To take his spot.
take his spot. Hope you're wearing underwear. Do you know why they're wearing underwear? It's so they have nowhere to hide the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's like
And
drugs.
also, so he could see Brett and Jay McLaren's sexy ass body. Get it, boy. Sorry, he was like, where
He's
going to
direct message you after this show.
No, but you look
He'll be
good,
like,
brother.
you know, you can get it.
You can get it if you want it.
Anyway, so the client's name is Swiggy, which is a really lame name, but people like to feel like they're swaggy naming themselves Swiggy. He brings in 1 mil every 3 months. They break it out of the walls and count it. He says it's about 70 kilos, and I love Jake's is like, how many in pounds? And he's like, S-ton. We get this whole kind of montage of their operation of Smurfs deliver the cash to the businesses. The businesses are cash-only businesses. They can account for a higher overhead random months, so it kind of cleans it without the IRS being worried. Then there's a new house purchased by Swiggy. He starts filling it with the dirty money, and the whole process begins over again. Jake's kind of tries to woo the little bank teller really quickly, but that's about it. So then we go to a club, or it's actually a yacht, and we walk into Jake's and Jermaine's talking to Swiggy. Jakes walks in to a story about a guy strangling.
I know, really brutal, like.
Yeah, and the girl's like, cut him down, he's strangulating. So Swiggy's like, yeah, I cut him down, but not before he crapped his pants. What?
Roll your eyes, Natalie.
Roll your eyes, Natalie. Cue eye roll. All right.
Eye roll.
So Jakes meets with Jermaine, says, that guy, why do you do business with that guy? He's right proper scum. And he says, yeah, he's right proper scum, but he's also the host of this party, because without anything, this couldn't happen. And Jermaine gives this huge history lesson about Vegas was built by the money laundering. The first people, he uses a Irish slang slur, the mix. You know, that's how they got the Kennedys in the office, was drug money, was from Prohibition. People before Prohibition who didn't have money made a lot of money because of Prohibition, and that's kind of the money that went into the politics to get the Irishmen elected in the White House and things like that. That's the backstory thing. And then he mentions Vegas, then he mentions Miami's, the Latinos coke money, and, you know, they're all valid points, because if you really look for it, if a guy makes, let's say, $3 billion with drugs and builds an entire city and then is arrested, the city doesn't just go away. The city stays. The empire still stays. It's just the different people running it. So people are taking these drug money, building these empires, and the empire may fall, but the buildings stay, and that's how cities are created.
Right.
It's kind of like the underground way of underground SimCity.
That's so crazy.
It's like if you took SimCity and combined it with Breaking Bad, and you had, like, Say My Name City. No,
Say My Name.
SimCity, the game.
Oh.
Where you build your city and you have the infrastructure. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
And then
that is kind of crazy. And I like what Jermaine had to say there when he said that's why
any man can
I like
build a
this
kingdom.
business, because any man can build a kingdom.
And best line from Breaking Bad is, I'm not in the business of meth, I'm in the business of empires.
Shut up, Breaking Bad. I know you heard me back there, James.
Stephanie Giorgi doesn't like Breaking Bad, but you know what? Stephanie Giorgi is wrong!
Anyway.
You should watch Breaking Bad.
Mary you should watch Graceland on the USA Network.
No, you should watch Graceland on the USA Network, because it's pretty awesome.
It is. It's so good. Can't nobody say it's not good, because it's so good. But anyways, now let's...
Better than season 2. I think this season's better than season 2.
Well, you know what, though? Every season's gotten better, which is ultimately what you would want from a show, but they're killing it right now.
They're killing it, and if you want to be killing it, you should go ahead.
Oh, wait, pause. Why do you think that Charlie had this, like, weird look towards the end when she was taking those shots of them from far away? I feel like she recognized something, or, like, some type of a behavior that Jakes was doing, that she kind of had to, like, she was, like, taken back and, like, looked at it.
Well, because Jakes is undercover next to the guy that basically forced her into the position that she lost her child. Jakes really hates the guy, and I think she can see that Jakes really hates the guy. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting what she was doing.
I feel like she peeped something out that we didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Okay, anyways.
I wasn't sure. But before I was interrupted with my segue going into the iTunes read, but we put a pause in it. But, you know, if you guys want to be killing it, go ahead and go to iTunes, search AfterBuzz Graceland, leave us 5 stars, and leave us a comment, and we will give you a shout-out. You know what? You guys should go ahead and also go to Twitter and tweet at us something about the show so we can give you a shout-out as well, because you know what? That is the one way to get in touch directly with us, at Stephen Lemieux, as well as at Stephanie Giorgi. I will say,
if anyone's watching right now, I mean, feel free to tweet me. I got my phone on me.
I mean, I already shouted out Mary5768 on Twitter, as well as Mackenzie at ILHS Dance 2017. And Nicholas Melendez always watches every week, so he's awesome. And Natalie Osei, can't wait to watch the Graceland. I roll my eyes along with, okay, now I see what you're talking about. Okay, great. Thanks, Natalie. You know, making me feel bad and stuff. And then in the chat, you know, Nicholas Melendez says, what's wrong with you? Have you not seen / not like Breaking Bad? But he spelled Breaking Bad wrong. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward. We kind of covered the Charlie storyline. Okay. I'm sorry we're rushing, guys. We only have 28 more minutes because it just tonight was crazy and I didn't have time to watch it on time.
Steve and I be multitasking with our undercover agent jobs that we have other than AfterBuzz TV. The whispering is for the dramatic effect.
Please tell me you're rolling your eyes at her.
No,
too.
that's a good joke. Okay, get it.
All right, so Logan in a chair is how we open the episode. Briggs is interrogating Logan. He's got a recorder setting up. Logan's like, are you going to kill me? And Briggs says, you don't ask the questions. Briggs walks out. Ari's not happy. It's taking too long. And Briggs is telling Ari that, you know what? We should just find out what he knows, give it some time. And great line from Ari. I hate to see a half-smoked cigarette on the ground. So he's like, we can give it some time. Martoon is giving Toros his initiation tomorrow, which basically means Martoon is passing down the leadership onto Toros, where they're going to do tattoos and everything, and it's a whole big thing. So Ari leaves, and Briggs decides, you know what? He can sit in that chair overnight. I'll peace out too. So Briggs leaves too. Next we have Paige doing pull-ups, and Mike and Briggs are kind of in the same kind of situation. Mike's asking about Briggs. Mike tells Johnny and Paige that Briggs grabbed Logan. So basically Mike's just being a snooty snoot, like trying to investigate.
Which almost makes me feel bad, because right after that first scene with Briggs and Logan, I genuinely looked over at Steven and was like, you know what? I'm bringing it up because I asked you to remind me to bring it up. But I thought, I'm like, are Briggs' intentions his intentions, or is he being the bad guy again? Because sometimes you really don't know. So I feel bad now for talking crap about Warren, because I would have been there with him. Yeah, you're right. Let's go find Briggs.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that Briggs is not doing the best job of playing to people's strengths,
but it's
because he knew that's how Mike acts.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it was his chance to tell Mike when Mike came to him alone.
This is what's really going to happen, but you can't say anything because of this.
Yeah.
But then I feel like Briggs is right. Sometimes when a situation that's undercover, when it needs to blow up that way in a natural, organic way, you can't tell anyone.
But he knows Mike, and he knows how Mike acts, and he knows what Mike's going to do, and he knows that anything that Mike does could jeopardize what he's got going on with Logan, so he should have at least just told Mike once he got any whiff of Mike sniffing it out. Because if somebody's sniffing something out, you have to give him something.
Right.
You can't just say nothing's happening with a blank stare like your Briggs stare, because it's only going to make him want to know more.
Exactly.
Briggs didn't give him anything, though, so it leads to it. So, anyway, Briggs walks in and is like, yo, what up, guys? Kidnapped Agent Logan. How's it going? And he plays them the tape. We get a flashback. A tape again, just like the other seasons.
Right.
You get the tape. Briggs is talking to Logan, tells Logan they are close to getting him. Logan says, do whatever you have to do. Just the second you can get me out of here, get me out of here. And he says, Paul, I do not want to die here. So Briggs is telling Mike he was wrong when Mike brings up the fact that, no, you were telling Ari the license plate the other day. And I heard you. And Mike says Briggs gave Ari the license plate number. I know what I heard. And it's like, Briggs is like, Mike, shut the hell up. Come on, just chill. But that should have been when Briggs told Mike the truth and been like, hey, this is what's going on. Briggs just brushes him off. Next, we get Paige on the phone with Toros, and Toros is inviting Paige to the initiation. Do you want to be with me or not?
You know what? Yes. Toros, a.k.a. Val Lauren, there is something so attractive and appealing about him. For a second, I was like, oh, Paige, maybe you should just fall for him, and then you guys can be together. No?
You hear that silence, guys? Yeah.
Why, Toros?
So we get this montage of Paige looking sexy as hell. Holy mother of God. That lingerie.
Get
and
it, girl. Surrender Swan.
Damn, Surrender. She's going she's going to go to the Sarkissian initiation, and Mike says they should move in and things like that. No, everyone's like no, and she's like, if this was any guy, you wouldn't think twice about him going to a cover when it's literally there's a bunch of people around. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Mike says that it's great because once Paige is close to Taurus, they can move in and take them all down. Briggs is being super sketchy. Briggs is still being weird. Mike asks Briggs what's going on, and Briggs says, nothing's going on, Mike. Like, if there was ever a suspicious way to answer the question, what's going on here? Ask me the question, what's going on?
Steven, what's going on here?
Nothing's going on, Stephanie Giorgi.
I'd be like, okay, I believe you.
Everything's fine, Stephanie Giorgi. Everything's fine.
Why you gotta have to say my last name for?
Stephanie Giorgi.
Why you gotta use my government name for?
Your government name? I don't know your middle name, so I can't use your government name.
I don't have a middle name.
I'm gonna name you Stephanie Rosa Giorgi. Because it's so stereotypical. All right, so Jakes and Charlie are... Oh, wait, gotta skip that. So Paige at the house. This is part of Paige's story. Toros thought Paige was avoiding him. She says, I've just been scattered and sick.
It's just sad, though, because you genuinely see Toros develop this liking towards Paige.
Yeah.
And that's why Paige was all, distraught about it. And even during the undercover part, where she sees... That's the worst part about being undercover is when people open up to you and you see a good in them.
If there's anything we know about Paige, it's that she gets really emotional and attached to people that she barely knows.
Okay.
We noticed that from season 2.
I thought that, too, but... I don't know.
Lena.
No, but I just feel bad because it's weird to hear Toro's side of the story. Not that it justifies him doing all these bad things, but at the same time, it was, you know, he took care of his mother and then he was just being loyal, but I don't know.
He's nervous, he's like tense, and she's like,
calming him down.
whatever uphill climb, you have me by your side.
She didn't say it
What
like
do
that.
you want?
She
Everything.
didn't say it like that.
Did you bring what I told you?
I know, I was worried. I was like, what is
Probably
it?
lingerie, I'm assuming.
No, Debbie, the shaving kit.
Oh, the shaving kit. Oh, okay. I wasn't even thinking about that. Okay.
Did you?
I was thinking like the lingerie because she was wearing white. Like,
She's like, yes, ripped and
You're not going to wear a
lubricated.
white dress over black lingerie. I'm sorry. You don't do that. I don't think that's a thing you do. Am I
Okay.
correct?
What?
You don't wear a white dress over black lingerie.
But you can wear a slip over the lingerie.
Okay, so it'll cover up. Okay, because I was just like,
It's okay. I'll teach
okay.
you about that stuff later. Shit.
I don't know what Brianna would say about that. But
I know.
oh my God. So back to Mike and Johnny in the car. Mike's saying that Logan is Briggs's biggest adversary in the case. What would you do to somebody who's a problem? You take him out. Johnny won't listen to him, but Mike convinces Johnny that Briggs only wanted them on Paige so they wouldn't watch him because he's like, Paige isn't a liability. Well, Paige is about to be a liability, but you just won't wait.
I know.
You have no chill.
Yeah.
All right, so driving up to Ari, Briggs' story, Ari's eating a nice ice cream sandwich. He paid $4.50 for this guy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's fancy sandwich. Briggs says maybe they'll go get some acid if the hand tools don't work. And I'm thinking they're just going to go trip balls on some acid, but no, it's actually the battery acid that they used on Colby. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some crazy stuff. So
Oh my God, that's so sad.
next we see Logan in a chair, and he's really like bleeding. He's really messed up, and he's like, "Come on, let me out, man." And then Briggs is like, "Do you remember what they used on Colby?"
Right, and that was just so. This whole part is just so intense, especially when he started giving names because he was in that much pain that I couldn't figure out. I'm like, okay, he knew that this was happening because in the beginning, Briggs said, I told you they were going to get somebody, and he obviously couldn't guarantee that it was going to be him or anyone else. But so he knew that he was about to indulge in some like bad stuff. But that was a lot. And then I got confused because he didn't say anything about Briggs, but then did say Paige because he literally had no one else to say, or he couldn't blow anyone else's cover.
No, it was the plan from the beginning to
say
drop
Paige?
Paige's name, but you can't just give it away.
Right,
Because they
you had to
wouldn't
make it a
believe
big
it,
deal.
yeah. So,
Okay.
like, basically, I believed Logan when he said, I'm saying the word,
That
I'm saying the word.
lesbian? Sorry, that was funny when Ari. That was
No,
his
yeah.
reaction.
But he asks if remember what to use. Logan says it's time to call it in. It's like, I'm saying the word, and Briggs opens the brag. Paul, don't do it!
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just one of those things where you sign up for something and you know it's going to suck, but then like halfway through, just like Mike going through the other thing, like he's doing everything he can to get out of the rehabilitation
And
of
then
being
it just
tied to the
becomes
bed.
too much.
Yeah, but like Briggs has already been on it. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's already set. He's already gotten the permission from Logan. He's
Yeah.
not going to give it up. So we go back.
Goodness.
Oh man. So we get Toros and Paige again, and she's shaving him for the tattoos. She's shaving his wrist. She's got the razor right on his wrist, and you're like, oh wow, this is like he super trusts her. He's got a scar on her neck, and he says it's a gift from his father for protecting his mother, protecting him from his mother. She had been beaten, had 4 bones broken in her face, and after his father sobered up, Martoon brought him to his office to discuss how we're going to patch her up, and
he was
nobody
never
saw
seen
him
again.
Paige is feeling for him slightly. I mean, this was really good acting on Val's part.
Oh,
It's a really,
absolutely.
really heartfelt, believable story.
I like how he is when he's intense with Paige.
Yeah.
It's like there's a level of passion that he exudes in both his evilness and his like the loving part where he wants her. So I don't know, it just kind of trips me out because I think that every time that he's on the screen, I fall into what's going in.
Well, like, every time he's
What's
with
going on,
Martoon,
excuse
he
me.
acts like a brown-noser. Every time he's with Ari, he acts like he's not good enough. And just kind of like a snooty little
like
bitch.
that's what I'm saying. When he gets frustrated, it's like a real frustration.
Yeah, it's like he acts like a real person when he's around Paige, not around the other people. So Johnny and Mike, Briggs' car is there. They're watching the building, and Mike says, "Wouldn't you just try?" Oh, this is when they said, "Wouldn't you eliminate the problem?" Johnny's going to go in. Mike says, "No." Says Briggs is a better shot than both of us. We need a team. So they're waiting for a team before they can go in. In the warehouse, however, Ari is putting gloves on his hand, and he's got a big, big thing of the acid.
Because this is the same acid that's in. Oh use the comparison of Breaking Bad.
I know. I knew you were going to.
It's only plastic. That's the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it.
Steffi G coming through.
Whatever.
So he tells the story of...
Because I was confused when he was pointing on his hand. That's why I was like, what are you doing? But okay.
He tells the story of when they would have to either execute people or take a hand from them when they stole. They would take the severed hand and take the fat from it and make a candle. Then they would light it on fire and it could open any door. It was like a spiritual, it was a magic hand. And it's called the Hand of Glory. So as he's telling the story, he's pouring the acid on his gloved hand. So we're thinking, like, is he just intimidating him? Is he going to actually dump the acid on Logan? No, he takes the gloved hand and holds it covered in the acid on Logan's arm, and Logan is just screaming, and this has got to be super
sizzling.
painful.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Takes his hand away, and it's like foamed up and really gross. Great on the special effects team.
Right.
And Logan gives up Paige. She says, look, it's the blonde chick, Paige so-and-so. She's a DEA agent. DEA agent has a game. She's with Toros, and she's going to take... Ari figures out she's going to take down Martoon because he's with him at his initiation. So Briggs sells to Ari that Toros is selling them out alongside Paige.
And because first Briggs was trying to say if we believed her, but then Ari said because Logan dropped clear line and everything else that they had done and that they were cuddled up together. That's why he knew. Yeah.
So Briggs tries to sell it to set up Toros. So Ari's back's next in line.
Which is what happens because when Tev calls Toros.
Yeah. So.
He says he wants to see them. He says nothing about being angry.
So Ari calls Tev. Tev wants Ari to go get Toros, and Briggs puts bullets in Logan. And I'm at this point, I'm like, oh, it's rubber. But it's still really impactful. Like,
I got so scared. I thought that was real. I was like, really, man? Get out of here.
When you watch the scene, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I said the S word. You're like, holy crap. And then I'm thinking, oh, wait, yeah, it's got to be rubber because Briggs wouldn't just off Logan this way because he could have killed him 100 times while only been trying to keep him alive, and him giving it Paige is too convenient.
Right.
So we go back to Toros and Paige, and he's really nervous. Everyone's resentful of Toros because they always thought it would be Ari in the seat. And Paige gets a call, and it's Briggs just saying, hey, yeah, you got to get out of there, you're burned.
Yeah.
What? It's like, yeah, Logan gave you up. You're burned. So you should probably get out of there. And she's like, I gotta go to the washroom. I'm gonna get ready for you, babe.
You know what's funny about all of this? Toros ends up ironically saving Paige by having her bring the shaving kit because she used it to gain trust from Toros in that moment. She used it to get out of the bathroom, and then she uses it to kill him.
Yep. Spoiler, if you haven't seen that far.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, we said at the beginning of the episode, Toros gets a call that's Tavon, and we think that Tavon's telling him that Paige is a DEA agent. But since Ari had pitched it saying that Toros is with Paige, and they both are trying to set up Martoon,
they just want to see them both together.
They want to get them both.
And Toros is so stoked because they want to meet his girl.
Yep. So, yeah, he's like excited.
So excited.
So Mike and the team, and they go in and they're holding a gun to Briggs, and then Logan's like, get me up. And Mike says Johnny's following Ari to arrest him, and Briggs is like,
come on,
dang it.
man.
Briggs tells them to get the car. It's like, you should get the car now so we can go save Paige because nobody's watching Paige now because you're an idiot. And Logan says this still ends up with Briggs burning, which is powerful, of course. Well, he's not in the best of moods either. He just had acid put on his arm.
Exactly.
Paige is at Graceland. She's leaving a voicemail for Briggs saying, I just got home, everything's fine. She hangs up, and then before she can shut the door, Toros is right behind her, and he's at Graceland. At this point, we're still thinking, okay, so does he know she's a DEA agent? How's he going to act? And he's just like, why did you leave? Like, he's just hurt.
Yeah. That's what surprised me so much, especially when he grabs her by the hand to just have her go back. I'm wondering if because there's relationships and so many different movies and just in people in life where they like the trouble, they keep going like, when a man loves a woman, like that whole, have you seen that movie? How she's just a mess up, but he still takes care of her. So I think it's funny that Toros went over there and didn't just lash out on her, rather than just thought that, oh, she's kind of a messed up chick, but I really like her and I trust her now, so that's why I'm going to stick with her. That was weird because I don't think he had any intentions until she refused.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
he would have just taken her back to the church and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. So she says, I don't feel it. I'm an outsider.
And then he was that much more butthurt at that moment.
So angry. He's like, I brought you in.
Yeah.
I welcomed you. You're not out. I welcomed you.
He's okay. Oh my god.
So he's getting really upset. He has zero chill. You have to trust me, is what Paige says.
Yeah.
Then they start fighting. And I'm just thinking, my notes say Mike is screwing this up. Mm-hmm. And because they're in the car and Briggs, it cuts to the car and Briggs is telling Mike to drive and Mike's like really anxious right now. And he's choking her. She reaches into her purse, pulls out the razor, and just slices him across the throat.
Yeah, which I didn't know if that was too premature. Like, would he have continued and just like ended up killing her? You know, is he his father's son or?
Well, you can't really bet with that when you're in her position.
Exactly.
But like, I think it's interesting because like one of my notes earlier was when she shaved him, like he's jacked as hell.
Yeah.
Like he's super muscular. He's jacked.
He is.
And then this is like any other time you can be like, all right, Paige is an agent. Like she should be able to take somebody on like this if they're attacking her. But he's like super jacked.
Yeah.
Like so it makes sense that she can't exactly overpower him, especially in a situation where he's got his hand on her throat.
Yeah. It just makes me sad because he went out the way he was scarred.
Well, it's an interesting juxtaposition because his father was killed because his father was attacking his mom,
right.
And he got the scar defending a woman, and now he got killed the same kind of way that he got the scar attacking a woman. Ooh. So it's just he didn't learn from his father's mistakes. And Graceland finally gets them. The agents all get there, and she's there. Blood all over her. He's there in a pool of blood. Obviously, it's not just been a second or two. He's obviously dead.
Yeah.
He's not getting to a hospital anytime soon.
I don't know why I'm sad about it. I really don't know why.
I mean, I think it's just sad because bad villains, you're never sad if they die. They gave you a lot of humanity to his character this episode.
Yes.
The writing really made you feel for him. Even though he's a bad person in a way, he's still a human.
Right.
And like you realize that the struggles he's been through to get to that point, and then everything he's worked for is taken away from him from just because of that. And unfortunately, it's also that he didn't die attacking a DEA agent. He died because she had hurt him so much. Like it's not even like it wasn't like he was attacking her because she betrayed him. He was attacking her because he was just so hurt.
Right.
So
Toros.
It was like a human versus a human as opposed to a bad guy versus an agent in that moment. It was it's interesting how they wrote it up like that.
Yeah. And it was fully with her being undercover.
Yeah. It was completely in her thing, and now somebody's been killed at Graceland. We always thought it'd be Sid Markham who got killed at Graceland, but it wasn't.
Damn, and she just went. Oh, and I do get what you guys mean by it was the Gone Girl thing when she does it to the guy. What's his name? Patrick something. Oh my God, what is the guy's name? Neil Patrick Harris. She did in Gone Girl. That's how she kills him too. She slices his neck.
Spoiler! I haven't seen it. No, literally, I haven't seen it. Like, that's a spoiler for Gone Girl. Like, you don't bring that up. Shout out to...
but that's what you meant, right? Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Amy Sue Lou in Twitter, who says, "What's up, guys?" Graceland TV UK again just jumped on, said this episode was bananas. Yes, this episode was absolutely bananas. Some more shout outs to people in the chat. Nicholas says, "Because they humanized Toro," and I'm like, yeah. Pro Prodigy says, "Paige is always in high risk situations." Nicholas says, "Logan was legit boss, staying in cover this episode. Big ups." Mary W says, "I agree with Stephanie. I felt a little sorry for Toros for like a second when he felt Paige betrayed him." And Robin Sanders, this is so true. Graceland in a nutshell, 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes.
I swear to God, put it on the wide shot for a second, James, because this is how it was when they're going back to when they get back to Graceland.
Oh.
Stephanie is like this. She's like, she is freaking out.
I was standing, but you know when you can't sit down and I was getting a little bit of anxiety, and I didn't know what was happening.
I know.
And I didn't jump around like that. I just
calmly, yeah,
I stood up.
right. She was like, ah! Like, people in the other room were wondering, like, oh my God, did they just stab her?
You'd
yes,
swear
I
my
cut
show
your
is
throat.
better than yours.
My God.
Oh my
God.
But y'all said, like Graceland UK said, this episode was 100% bananas.
Nicholas Melendez says, great job, Paige. You killed Toros and almost got Mike killed. Damn, you have problems.
Aww.
I mean, honestly, I think this episode has completed #redeem Paige. Mm-hmm. I think she's done her dues for what she did last season. She's finally an interesting character. They're finally giving her interesting plot lines that aren't just her worried about girls that she can't do anything about.
Right.
Sitting on the sidelines crying.
This time. Sorry, dude. You got to be a boss when you got to be a boss.
Yeah. It was a much better... She's gotten much better writing this season, I think, as a character. They wrote for her much better. All right, so we got to talk scenes from next week.
And directed by Lucy Liu. Did you guys see that in the previews?
Let's do predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Why are you throwing coasters at me?
I don't know. I just feel like it.
That's some messed up stuff right there.
Toros is coming back to life.
What?
I'm kidding.
That's your prediction?
No.
This isn't grim. This isn't supernatural.
Well, no, but you know what's gonna happen? Okay, what movie is it? Enemy at the State.
Enemy of the State. Yeah.
Enemy at the State. You know at the end?
No, I don't know.
In the kitchen? Have you seen the movie?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man, it was Will Smith and everyone, and everybody's like, like both ways. That's
Somebody
gonna go down.
Please make a GIF of that she just did.
No.
So the scenes, all I have written down is directed by Lucy Liu and Briggs is pissed.
No, but they're all. Ari has a gun pointing to Briggs.
Yeah.
Briggs has his team behind him. Someone's gonna die.
I don't think somebody's gonna die.
No.
No, I think killing Toros was the big death. At least up until the finale, if they're gonna kill somebody. But
Hopefully.
Toros was the big death. They killed Mike in the finale last season.
I know. God, what if? Oh, I hope everyone's
right.
okay. I love my Graceland character so much.
So,
Steven, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
I don't like making predictions on this show because I really just like watching everything fall apart and like seeing everything that's going. The writers do a great job on this show. That's one thing that you can't say. I predict. Okay, could you stop? Aaron Tveit is not even looking at you. All right, I predict we're getting to season 4.
I predict also.
I really think we're going to get a season 4. If you guys know about the ratings on this, I don't really keep track of that. I really hope we get a season 4.
I do too. If we made it to season 3, there's no way we don't get a season 4 after this season.
Yeah, it was a great episode. It's been a great season so far. Really looking forward to next episode. The next episode is entitled That's from Zoolander, if you recognize it. Master of Weak Ties. So obviously somebody's not doing a Windsor knot when they tie their tie. Mm-hmm. And Pro Prodigy says Paige has finally developed more, and Mackenzie says they need to out her to the rest of the house. What?
In regards to what?
I don't understand that. All right, so worries I have.
Okay.
Lucy Liu directing an episode.
Hey, why?
Because she's only directed 2 episodes of Elementary, and that's it. That's all of her directing she's ever done.
How do you know?
Because I looked it up on IMDb.
Oh, oops.
So, obviously those episodes are rated pretty well.
Yeah, but she's a Charlie's Angel, so...
I know, but
she knows action.
It always worries me when you take a director who's never directed an episode of Graceland or a show that's 3 seasons in and just throw them into it, because... the writing stays good, but it just sometimes comes off weird.
Right.
Like,
if they don't know how to put the two together, I understand.
Yeah, like if they don't...
Well,
like
I have
if
hope
Lucy
for you,
Liu,
Lucy
if
Liu.
Lucy Liu is a fan of Graceland and knows all of the
episodes,
has seen all the episodes, is a fan of the show, and really wants to do it, you know what? Awesome, do it. But if we're getting somebody who's just for hijinks, for just promotion, Lucy Liu's directing the episode, I'll stay optimistic, but I don't know.
You have your fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'll have my fingers crossed, but honestly, I don't think getting a celebrity to direct an episode just for promotional purposes is a good way to treat a show.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. So that's pretty much our show.
Guys, continue to talk to us.
Continue to talk to us.
I know we say this every week, but seriously, I don't know.
Say mean things.
No,
don't say mean things. Say nice things to Stephanie. Say mean things to me because it's hilarious.
And you can say nice things to me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, and on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi. And for my other after shows that are coming up later, because I just realized that my other ones ended. Sorry. Not till October. Whoopsies.
Go you crazy. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, StPhenLemieux on Twitter. Also doing the Strain after show on Monday nights and the finale of Killjoys. Guys, if you like Graceland and you like science fiction stuff, Killjoys is surprisingly good. And I'll tell you that right now with like full confidence that you'll enjoy it as we high-five multiple times.
We love you guys.
Totally expected it to suck. It's totally good. Check it out. And take care, guys. We'll see you next week for episode 10.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.